Severe weather alert day coverage continues. We now have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings across portions of the mountains, and they are certainly something to pay attention to because they also have tornado possible tags on them. Let's go first to our camera. It's actually from our sister station, WKYT, out in Somerset. You can see the severe thunderstorm has now passed Somerset, but we still have plenty of rain falling outside right now on that particular camera. Now let's go to pinpoint Doppler. First off, the severe thunderstorm we've been talking about this whole time now continues. Severe thunderstorm warning continues. Let's back that up. The severe thunderstorm warning continues for portions of Pulaski into Rockcastle counties. Wind speed with this 60 miles per hour. And this is new. The National Weather Service has placed a tornado possible tag on it with evidence of a little bit of rotation in that thunderstorm. It's something we'll watch as it continues to push off to the north and east at highway speeds, 55 miles per hour. This is our latest warning, and now we have a tornado warning, so we will be staying with this for just a little while longer. This just came in for Bell County, a tornado warning now in effect for portions of Bell County. We'll get the specifics on this. Let's back that up. We'll keep with it. A tornado warning now in effect for portions of Bell County. Like I said, going to go ahead and make sure we've got this here. So a tornado warning continues for Bell County. This is out until 5:15. Until 5:15 this afternoon. We will continue to watch this as it pushes off to the north and east. What we're going to do, this is very close to downtown Middlesboro. So we will go ahead and look at our velocity scope with this particular thunderstorm, showing us that we do have some rotation. Just now crossing the Campbell and Bell County lines, moving off to the north and east right now. So a tornado warning now in effect for portions of Bell County, and this is going to come very close to downtown Middlesboro. I'm going to go ahead, move our velocity scope here so that we know what we're dealing with. Here is our rotation near Premier, just south of Premier, about to cross the state line. What we've got here, this is wind. The green, that's winds moving towards the radar site at Morristown, Tennessee. Reds away from the radar at Morristown, and that is where we could see the potential for a tornado moving into portions.
The National Weather Service in Jackson, Kentucky has issued a tornado warning for southeastern Bell County until 5:15 p.m. At 4:46 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Nodetown or over Middlesboro, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near Middlesboro around 4:50 p.m. Binghamtown around 4:55 p.m. Meldrum around 5 p.m. Ferndale around 5:05 p.m. Other locations in the path of this tornadic thunderstorm include East Pineville and Pineville. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 5:15 p.m. for the following county: Bell, Kentucky.
Moving a little bit faster, closer to 55. So this will be moving at 25 miles per hour. And I'm going to take it from that point on the state line where we have that rotation. So we'll take that, move it to the north and east at 25 miles per hour through Bell County. This would put it in Stony Fork Junction within the next 5 minutes. Downtown Middlesboro, you have about 7 minutes to get to your safe spot right now as we head into the next little bit. So we're going to continue to watch this as it continues to move north and east through Bell County. One thing we want to mention, by 5:21 into Pineville. The Mountain Laurel Festival is going on in Pineville right now. So if you're downtown Pineville at the Mountain Laurel Festival, make sure you get into someplace safe. where you can get into a sturdy shelter if this thing does produce a tornado over the next little bit. So we're going to continue to watch this as it pushes off to the north and east at about 25 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and look inside this storm yet again.
Hey,
at
Evan,
the
before
velocity.
you keep on going, I do want to say that I've been looking at some people saying there's no sound on the Facebook Live. So if someone in the back can make sure we have sound on Facebook, that would be awesome.
Okay, so we'll zoom in on this and look at our area of rotation right now just southwest of downtown Middlesboro. Here's downtown Middlesboro. Here is our area of rotation near Premier, just to the south and east. So just to make sure we're all on the same page, here's our area of rotation. That will continue to push to the north and east at 25 miles per hour. If this is producing a tornado, it's going to come very close to downtown Middlesboro. So if you're in downtown Middlesboro, go ahead and get into those tornado safety precautions. Get downstairs, under something sturdy. If you got a helmet, a bike helmet, an old work helmet, put that on. That will protect your head from flying debris, and get under something sturdy if you can. If you have a basement, that's preferable. If you do not have a basement, an interior room on the lowest floor of your house, away from windows. You want to make sure you've got as many walls between you and the outside as possible as this potential tornado moves toward downtown Middlesboro. Now, I want to stress, at this point, we do not have any confirmation that anything has touched down into portions of Bell County, but with a signature like this, it's something we need to pay attention to, and I'm actually going to check very quickly to see if we've gotten any reports or anything from the radar that would indicate that we have lofted debris, and I'm not really seeing anything right now, but still, strong rotation south and east of Premier. That's going to be moving toward Middlesboro in the next little bit. So if you're in Middlesboro, make sure that you have your tornado precautions in place. And like I was saying, not just Middlesboro, but we also have the Mountain Laurel Festival going on in downtown Pineville. So if you are in downtown Pineville, you're in the sound of my voice, go ahead and go inside, because this does have the potential, if it holds together, to move toward downtown Pineville over the next little bit. In fact, I'll pan this up and you can see Pineville is included in this warning. So there's Middlesboro. Downtown Pineville is included. So it's something we need to watch over the next little bit. I'm going to back that up. Want to point out, not far away from where we have the severe thunderstorm in Rockcastle County, there's a tornado warning just on the other side of Rockcastle County in Lincoln and Garrett counties. Something to watch. Not immediate danger, but keep an eye on it in places like Mount Vernon. But let's go back to our tornado warned storm in our coverage area. Still in place, a tornado warning for downtown Middlesboro and most of Bell County for the next little bit. This goes until 5:15. Again, for Bell County, this does include Middlesboro and Pineville. Pineville, I think the tornadic part of this thunderstorm is going to move to your east. It's going to be close. But with this storm moving northeast at 25 miles per hour, we want to make sure, especially with everything we got going on, the opening day of the Mountain Laurel Festival in Pineville, we want to make sure that you are aware of this situation. But again, the main threat with this right now is going to be moving toward downtown Middlesboro within the next little bit. So let's zoom in on this once again. Here's downtown Middlesboro. You can't really see it well from our precipitation mode. That's why we go to pinpoint velocity. This shows us inside the storm where the rotation is. What you're looking at are the particles inside the thunderstorm. Green means winds are going toward the radar at Morristown, Tennessee. Red means they're moving away from from Morristown, Tennessee. And it's right in there that we can run into the potential for rotation that could lead to a tornado forming, and that is headed right for downtown Middlesboro over the next few minutes. Cameron, do you have anything new?
The National Weather Service is just saying that they're watching this storm very closely. They did mention that the storm has kind of tightened up a little bit over the past little bit as it crossed over into Kentucky from Tennessee. But I mean, the big story right now is if you are in Middlesboro or if you live around Middlesboro in southern Bell County, be sure to go to your safe place immediately, because this is not a confirmed tornado, but it doesn't take long if the ingredients are right for a storm to drop a tornado. So please be sure to take this storm seriously. If you're in Middlesboro going up towards Pineville, you need to be in your safe place. If you live along Highway 25E in portions of Middlesboro and up towards Pineville, be sure to be in your safe place as soon as possible. That is the lowest floor of your home. Be sure to be in a small room near the center and away from those windows as well. And like Evan mentioned, if you have a helmet, put that on, because that can also help you in case you are hit by a tornado. That flying debris is really the #1 cause of injury, so we want to make sure everyone is staying safe and has a way to keep safe by a helmet. But again, that rotation is right on top of Middlesboro right now, and that is moving off towards the north and east at 25 miles per hour, Evan.
Right. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to put a track on this as it moves to the north and east at 25 miles per hour, just so we know where this is going over the next few minutes or so. Make sure I got the correct tool there, and I do. Okay. Off to the north and east, about 25 miles per hour. Okay, I'm going to have to back out, so ignore those. Cameron, you might want to back me out here real quick. It's a little bit easier to do from that angle there. Just zoom on out, but you clearly see where the greens and reds are coming together just southwest of downtown Middlesboro. That is where the concern is the highest for a potential tornado heading toward Middlesboro over the next few minutes. So Cameron's putting the track on. I think that's may still be a little too close. So just ignore that particular one right there. I'll clear that off for you. But it's that rotation right there that continues to move toward downtown Pineville, or excuse me, downtown Middlesboro. Pineville, you're included in this. If it holds together, we're talking Pineville within the next let's say 30 minutes or so. Pineville by 5:26. It's something we need to watch as this continues to scoot off to the north and east. Middlesboro, you've got just a few minutes as this continues to work on through. And there's our camera view from Somerset yet again. Let's see if I can't get back to that warning. There's our severe thunderstorm warning in Mount Vernon. Here is the tornado warning that continues for Bell County, and this is coming right in toward downtown Middlesboro. We'll zoom on into the downtown area and continue to watch this as it pushes to the north and east at 25 miles per hour. We'll put the scope on there because it's kind of hard to tell. This is why we talk about the Doppler part of Doppler radar with the velocity scope. This allows us to see inside the thunderstorm. So you see it right here, just west of downtown. The greens, winds moving toward the radar at Morristown. Reds moving away. That gives us the indication right just west of downtown Middlesboro. We have the potential for a tornado. We have not yet heard of any sightings of a tornado, and we haven't heard of any damage associated with this yet. That's the rainfall rate. I didn't want to go to that, so let's back that up, go back to where we were, and I want to put the debris scope on there just to make sure we haven't seen anything developing. So what we're looking for here is any of this red color going kind of a little hole in that general red shield, if that makes sense, near downtown Middlesboro. Zooming on in, I don't see any telltale indication that we've got issues within this of debris actually occurring. Back that up again, let's see. So I don't see anything that would tell me that we have anything on the ground right now producing damage, lofting debris. That's good news. But still, near downtown Middlesboro, we need to be careful as this continues to push off to the north and east at 25 miles per hour. And this warning goes again until 5:15, right, Cameron?
The tornado warning does go until 5:15, yes. So, and then the severe thunderstorm warning goes until 5:15 as well for Rockcastle County.
Okay, so just making sure all our bases are covered. This rotation to me, Cameron, looks like it's broadened out just a little bit over the last little bit as that continues to scoot northeast through southern Bell County.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it was pretty well defined over kind of the Tennessee-Kentucky border, and then as it continues moving off towards the north, it kind of has broadened out just a little bit, but there's still rotation definitely now just to the north of Middlesboro near Highway 25E, and that runs up towards Pineville. So again, if you were in Middlesboro to Pineville, anywhere in between, be sure that you are in your safe place, as this is a tornado warning until 5:15 this evening, and this is going to continue pushing off towards the north and east around 25 miles per hour, so not too quick, but again, this is moving off in that general direction, so calmer if you are in that portion of Bell County as well. Near Highway 119, that also is included in this tornado warning in eastern Bell County. Be sure that you are going to your safe place, because this is still a dangerous situation. We don't have anything confirmed, as Evan mentioned, but again, it does not take long, and we could see a possible spin-up tornado out of this. We've been talking about it for the past couple of days. Tornadoes were not our biggest threat, but we can't rule a couple out, especially those spin-up type tornadoes, Evan.
And that's right, Cameron. These storms that are a little bit away excuse me, from where everything else is, they kind of get out on their own. They can use some of that wind energy that we have plenty of in the atmosphere today to perhaps spin up and produce a tornado. I'm just going to adjust our scope here a little bit, making sure that we've got everything here in the right order. This is now crossing Highway 25E as it heads north and northeast. That has tightened up quite a bit. You see it right there, right over the highway, just north of downtown Middlesboro. Kind of widen the scope out here. It's gotten a little more diffuse. That green, not quite as strong, but it's still something we have to watch very, very closely as this tornado warning lasts about another 13 to 14 minutes across southern portions of Bell County. And it's not just southern Bell County under this warning. In fact, Cameron, if you'll zoom me out just a little bit, I'll show you. This warning also still does include downtown Pineville. You've got some time here as this continues to move. We still have that tornado warning in effect that includes downtown Pineville. This is the first day of the Kentucky Mountain Laurel Festival. We have people outdoors. It's already raining and likely pretty hard in downtown Pineville right now. So if you're not already inside taking shelter in a reinforced structure, make sure that you are doing that over the next little bit, because this tornado warning does continue until 5:15. It's something we're going to continue to watch. Like I said, we'll pop the information back on there just so we know what we're talking about. The tornado warning continues for Bell County until 5:15. It looks like they've just adjusted that a little bit. You see that, or actually that was from me popping up the information. But still, 5:15, about 12,000 people or so included in this warning, right up Highway 25E. As this storm continues to move to the north and east at about 25 miles per hour. And we will go ahead, I'm going to pan back down here and show you our greatest area of concern just north of downtown Middlesboro right now as this storm continues to push off to the north and east. Put our scope back on, and you can see this is going to come real close to Colmar over the next little bit. There's our area of rotation just across the highway, and it's going to come close to Colmar over the next little bit. So Middlesboro, this storm is now off to your north and east. Colmar, next in line for this. So if you're in Colmar, go ahead and get in your tornado safe spot if you have not already done so. That's going to be interior room on the lowest floor of a building, a basement if preferable. If you don't have a basement, go ahead and get under something sturdy in an interior room, like most interior room in the house, or let's say a hallway with no windows in it, that you can go ahead and ride this out safely. And if you have maybe some sturdy work boots, if you have a helmet, make sure you put it on, because if it does end up producing a tornado, it could produce debris as this continues to push off to the east and the northeast at speeds of about 25 miles per hour. Judging by this trajectory, I would say that the circulation of this will likely push to the east of downtown Pineville, but it's going to be close. So the same thing we just told the folks in Colmar, go ahead and do that if you're in Pineville right now. Heck, if you're up in TJ, Make sure you also are taking those precautions, because that's going to come close to you too over the next 30 minutes or so. We just got the latest scan on that. You can kind of see a little notch trying to form near south of Colmar as that continues. I think we have actually tightened that warning up a bit.
Yeah, they just
the National Weather Service did.
They just put out a new update on that.
Just making sure. Is the forward speed still the same?
Yep, 25.
Okay, 25 miles an hour as this continues to push off to the north and east. So we'll put the scope back on. And
it's
there's
tightening up just to the east of 25E.
Just to the east of the highway, right in there. Green again, going away from the, or going toward the radar at Morristown, Tennessee. Red's going away from the radar. That gives us the indication of rotation. I'll draw that on for you just to make sure we're all clear as to where that is. It's just west of Colmar in eastern portions, or at least southern portions of Bell County. So if you're in southern Bell County, like we said, take those tornado precautions now, because those could save your life later on if this does produce a tornado. And again, I want to make it also clear, we have not received any reports of any touchdowns. We have not received any reports of damage yet with this storm, but likely some blinding rain from Middlesboro up to Pineville on 25E now. Again, something we need to be aware of. The other kind of secondary threat we've been watching today is the potential for very, very heavy rain. These storms have quite a bit of moisture to work with, and they're going to dump a lot of rain in a short period of time. But again, the main threat we're dealing with right now is this tornado warning that continues until 5:15 for portions of Bell County. And that is giving me concern right in here, just west of Colmar. So Colmar, be in that tornado safe spot right now. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that just so we know exactly where we're going with this. As this pushes to the east and northeast at 25 miles per hour, just east of the highway. If you're in Meldrum, this is just to your north and east, but here's our center of circulation just to the west of Colmar, and this is going to continue scooting to the north and east at 25 miles per hour. So I'm going to back this up just to let you know. We've also got another severe thunderstorm into portions of Rockcastle County. That will be briefly exiting the viewing area towards Madison County near the Berea community before too long. There's a tornado warning associated with that as well. That is giving me concern, Cameron.
Yeah, and I'm also watching out for the one right behind it as well. Let's pull up velocity real quick.
I can do that for you.
Okay,
or you got it.
Yeah, so there's one near Powell Valley that's also showing a little bit of signs of rotation. So again, this does not have any warning on it, but I'm keeping a close eye on it just in case it does continue that up into portions of Bell County. But this is the one that does have the tornado warning on it, just to the east of Highway 25E near the Calmer community. And this is what we are watching out for very closely. We haven't put on a track in a little bit, so I'll put that on. Moving off towards the north and east at 25. So again, if you are near US 119 in eastern Bell County towards the east of Pineville, this is moving up into your direction. So Calmer, it is right on top of you right now. Ponza, you have about 10 minutes or so. And TJ, just before 5:30, if this warning is extended up towards northern Bell County, this is supposed to expire as we get towards about 5:15. So we are going to keep a close eye on that over the next little bit to see if it is extended or not. Like Evan mentioned, we are looking at a little bit of a hook echo now just towards the east of Pineville. So you see here, let me get my drawer up real quick and I can show you what we're talking about. This portion of the storm right here just to the east of Highway 25E, that is what we are watching out for a possible tornado. Nothing confirmed at the moment. I'll check the chat once again, and we are not looking at anything confirmed from the National Weather Service, but what we are looking at is a pretty strong couplet just towards the east of Highway 25E near the Calmer community. And again, this is moving off towards the north and east at 25 miles per hour. If you live along US 119 just to the east of Pineville, be sure to get to your safe place, and nobody should be driving on US 119 at the moment towards the east of Pineville. Evan?
Right. So I think what we're looking at now, this is the perspective from the Jackson radar. Am I correct in that assessment?
Yep.
Okay. So we're looking a little bit higher up with this storm as it's now passing Colmar, pushing off to the north and east at this time. So Colmar passing now to your north and west, actually north and west. The storm is moving northeast, but this center of circulation just passing to the west of Colmar. So next up it's Ponza. So if you're along 25E, where it splits off to US 119, near Ponza, this is heading in your direction. Ponza, we were here a week ago, 7 days ago, with a severe thunderstorm, in fact, a tornado warned storm about this time of day. So we're now heading for the second time in a week towards a tornado warned storm, heading towards the Ponza community. And I want to double check. We talked about the track. I want to double check the debris signature, make sure we're not seeing anything with that would give me concern. And
that little spot right there, yeah.
I think that's a little displaced from where the circulation is, but I'm going to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, that's close. Well, look at the velocity. We just got an update on radar scope, and it's
so let's actually double check that. It's close. So I'm going to watch this as it heads up toward the Ponza area along US 119 in eastern Bell County. I think this storm is going to go to the east of Pineville. Here's downtown Pineville. Folks still, I believe, still included in the tornado warning, correct, Cameron?
Yes.
Okay, so Pineville is still included in this tornado warning, but I think the center of circulation is going to go to the east of downtown. Doesn't mean you should leave your shelter yet. If you're in downtown Pineville, again, we just started the Kentucky Mountain Laurel Festival this afternoon, or really this morning, as we've gone throughout the day. Something we need to watch as we head towards downtown Pineville here within the next little bit. Even if we're not seeing the potential for a tornado, likely still seeing some heavy rain and
I think this is actually
the
Morristown.
hook on this storm. I think that may be Morristown.
I want to change this to Jackson.
Okay, so there's the Jackson, and I want you to notice that right here. Yeah. Here's your hook.
Yep.
Coming in right in there. So
and
there's
velocity has also tightened up a bit too.
There's the storm, and here comes the inflow right here near Ponza. So if you're in Ponza, take your tornado precautions now. Get under something sturdy. Interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. You want to avoid windows. If you have, look at this. This is from Jackson.
That's Jackson.
So we're looking a little bit higher up, but right here. I mean, we've got the reds moving away from the radar, greens moving toward the radar, and that is about as tight a couple as we've seen in a while here in parts of eastern Kentucky. So that will continue to scoot up toward Ponza over the next few minutes. So if you're in Ponza, take those tornado precautions now. Again, if you have a basement, go to your basement. If you do not have a basement, as this moves very close to near Ponza, if you do not have a basement, go to an interior room, a bathroom, a hallway, a closet. Make sure you've got a helmet on if you have one available. If not, you'll want to do one of these. Protect your head because obviously we want to protect our head from flying debris. If there is anything on the ground with this, which again, we have not received any confirmation of anything on the ground now, but that is going to come very close to Ponza as it moves across US 119 over the next few minutes. So we have about 2.5 minutes left on this tornado warning. I've not seen another one issued yet. Cameron, you're looking at the chat.
Yeah, we have no updates as of now, but I couldn't see them letting this go with the circulation like that.
I agree with that assessment right here, and that's going to be leaving the warning here before too long. So we need to start talking about places like Jensen. We've talked about Ponza. This is crossing the highway now. We're in Jensen. There's the new tornado warning.
Confirmed tornado near Ponza.
Okay, so we now have a confirmed tornado. So this is now on the ground near Ponza. So again, we'll check this new warning. This runs until 5:45 for portions of Bell, Harlan, and Knox counties. We now have you said confirmed tornado.
Yes, from the National Weather Service in Jackson, a confirmed tornado located over Ponza, moving northeast at 25. So if you are in the community of Ponza, you have got to be in your safe place right now. This is what the National Weather Service is calling a confirmed tornado along US 119 near the Ponza community. So be sure to be in your safe place as soon as possible, because this is a dangerous situation. This is what the National Weather Service is calling a confirmed tornado over the community of Ponza, Evan.
And I can kind of see where at least something may be getting lofted here, because this does coincide with where our velocity meets up there.
And also, you know,
very tight coupling.
We are very far away from the radar site, so maybe the debris isn't being lofted up as high as the radar can indicate it. So that's another thing that we're watching out for.
That's also possible, but we're sticking with you here for about another 30 minutes. We have a confirmed tornado in eastern Bell County near the community of Ponza. If you're in Ponza, be in your safe place now. This is crossing Highway 119 near Ponza in eastern Bell County. In fact, actually, Cameron, back me up real quick so we can just get the full scope of this new warning, so we know where we're headed next. So here's TJ. This is going to go very close to TJ. I'll flip the radar back on so you can see the polygon, who's in and who's out.
The National Weather Service in Jackson, Kentucky has issued a tornado warning for west central Harlan County, eastern Bell County, east central Knox County until 5:45 p.m. At 5:12 p.m., a confirmed tornado was located over Ponza or near Pineville, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Hazard, damaging tornado. Source, public confirmed tornado as the storm passed Middlesboro. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. The tornado will be near Verville around 5:15 p.m. Miracle around 5:20 p.m. Kettle Island around 5:25 p.m. Rel around 5:30 p.m. Other locations in the path of this tornadic thunderstorm include Stony Fort Junction and Field. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 5:45 p.m. for the following counties in Kentucky: Bell, Harlan, and Knox.
Over towards Callaway, TJ, any of these communities near US 119. This is a confirmed tornado, and we need to be sure that we have these people aware that this is a confirmed tornado. So give them a call, give them a heads up, make sure that they know that they need to seek shelter immediately, as this is a confirmed tornado from the National Weather Service in Jackson near the community of Ponza along US 119, moving off towards the north and east. So let's do another track real quick so we can tell people, if you are just now joining us, where this is moving off towards. So we will put the track on real quick. Again, moving northeast at 25, and this is going to show places that are not included in the warning, but just in case if it is extended. So Ponza on top of you right now. TJ 5:31, so about 13 or so more minutes. Over towards Field at 5:49, Sailor 5:56, Spruce Pine just after the 6 o'clock hour. And again, if this warning is extended further, it will be in portions just to the north of Bell County. So be sure that we are staying weather aware and that we are keeping a close eye, because this is a dangerous situation, Evan.
That's right, Cameron, and I don't want to take away from the potential that we do have for a tornado on the ground along Highway 119. I want folks in Middlesboro, very close to Middlesboro, to be aware of that cell. That's got some rotation with it as well. Likely not an imminent tornado, but I want to zoom in right there. I think I can do that here. Hold on. Yep. Just to make sure that we've got this all set up. We're looking now from Jackson, and there it is. There's our circulation crossing 119. This is going to come real close to Verilla Curve. We were talking about Verilla Curve just last week at this time, and that is a potential that we have again moving to the east or northeast at 25 miles per hour. So if you're in Verilla, we were here just a week ago. There's Verilla Curve along US 119. It's headed right for you. So if you're in Verilla, like we've been talking about, tornado safety precautions. Get in that basement if you have one. If you don't have one, an interior room without windows, away from windows in the interior-most portion of your house. If that's a closet, if that's a bathroom, if that's a hallway, make sure you grab some pillows, some blankets to put over you, protect your head. If you have an old work helmet, a bike helmet, a football helmet, anything will help as this confirmed tornado moves very close to Verilla. And I'm actually going to switch it, Cameron, and look at that the correlation coefficient real quick. In terms of the debris, there would be likely some lofted debris. That's what that looks like to me.
Yeah, I also want to pass along that if you know anyone in Madison County, a new tornado warning is coming shortly from the National Weather Service in Louisville. So if you know anyone up that way, be sure that they are aware of that. But I also do want to say, Evan, that the National Weather Service in Jackson has taken off the observed tornado tag, and they are calling it once again a radar indicated tornado. So this is not confirmed now, but they did say earlier that they have evidence of a confirmed tornado near Ponza. But again, it doesn't take long for it to spin back up, so be sure to stay, taking this seriously. If you were in Varilla, if you're over towards TJ, you need to be in your safe place because this is a dangerous situation in eastern Bell County.
That's right. You're noticing some of these colors kind of flipping back and forth, green and the red and the green. We're looking at this from different radars. We're looking now, I believe this is Morristown. If I'm correct there, I believe this is the Morristown radar. If you can switch us to Jackson, I think you have the ability there, which gives us a clearer indication. Is that the latest from Morristown?
This is Jackson. That was
so that's Jackson.
Before.
So the Morristown radar has the colors flipped because we're looking at it from the south instead of from the north. But this storm just passing by Varilla right now likely did produce a tornado near Ponza. Right now, this is not confirmed to still be on the ground, but this is the type of tornado and the type of setup where we would get these storms to drop a tornado. It lasts maybe a couple of minutes, lifts back up, moves to the east, drops another tornado. So that's why we want you to be weather aware as we head through eastern Bell County, far northwestern Harlan County, far southeastern Knox County. I think this may bypass portions of Knox County, but in any case, you need to be aware. Heading up US 119, this is going to come very close to crossing the highway again as you head toward Kettle Island and Callaway over the next 15 to 20 minutes as that continues to move off to the north and east west of TJ. So again, the potential there for a tornado to continue. We've had one report of an observed tornado back near Ponza a few minutes ago, just to the south and west of Varilla. And that's going to pass by Varilla here, and it is passing by Varilla right now. That's going to parallel the highway over the next little bit. Cameron?
Yeah, we have no new updates from the National Weather Service at the moment. We are still tracking a couplet there on US 119 in eastern Bell County near the community of Varilla over towards Callaway, TJ, Kettle Island, up towards Laurel Ford. Any of these places in northeastern Bell County, be sure that you are in your safe place right now. That is the lowest floor of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and you want to stay away from windows. And also, you do not want to be driving, and you do not want to be in a mobile home. So if you are in any of those places, you want to seek more substantial shelter, like a community shelter, a neighbor's home, anything like that that provides you more substantial shelter. Evan, I did just get a note from the National Weather Service about a possible video near Middlesboro of the tornado, so I'm going to work on trying to find that while we keep on doing this coverage.
Okay, and I do want to point out as well, along 119, here's our couplet, right? Here's what we call it, a couplet, and that is right, we call that gate-to-gate shear, right here, just to the east of US 119, northeast of Varilla Curve, there's TJ. Okay, this is going to come real close to TJ over the next few minutes. So if you're in TJ, we've been talking about your tornado precautions. Basement if you have one, out of a mobile home to more substantial shelter. The potential there, you'll want to go into an interior room, lowest floor, away from windows. If you have a basement, like we said, preferable, but if not, a closet, a hallway, grab a helmet, grab some pillows and blankets, put over your head to help protect your head in the event that another tornado has formed. We've already gotten a report of a tornado back near Ponza a few minutes ago. I also want to point out Pineville. This is to your east. So if you're at the Mountain Laurel Festival, it's likely still raining, but I want to point out that that is now moving off to your east, but this is still a dangerous thunderstorm. Will likely cross 119 near TJ yet again. So again, TJ, Jensen, Laurel Ford, you need to be in your safe place right now because this does have the potential to produce another tornado. We've already seen one a little bit earlier on this afternoon, and we're going to need to be very watchful as this continues to push to the east. I want to put on our debris scope real quick. That would give us, not sure where that legend came from, so let's clear that off and try it again. Again, I'm not sure where that legend's coming from. But anyway, there is our tornado, potential tornado, I should say. We did have confirmation of a tornado earlier. Let me back this up and we'll do it again. There is our full view here. So let's go back to our zoomed in look at this particular storm as that works. So just one moment here. We've got to get the things back situated. There's our earlier tornado warning now in southern parts of Madison County. So if you know anyone near Berea, that's where that is. And I've just animated that on accident. Let's get back to action here. Here's our tornado warning. Does not include downtown Pineville, but this is going to cross US 119 over the next little bit. Turn that back on, we'll get the velocity scope going, or we'll just turn on velocity. There it is. There's our potential tornado. Like we've been talking about, the area of rotation just north and east of Varilla. So we'll zoom back in on this over the next little bit. That's going to continue scooting near Varilla toward TJ, up US 119. This is going to come close to Kettle Island. This is going to come close to Laurel Ford over the next little bit. So if you're in Varilla, stay in that safe spot. It's going to pass by you. It's going to pass very close to TJ, Kettle Island, Laurel Ford over the next few minutes.
Yeah, and we have no new updates as of now from the National Weather Service in Jackson, but we are going to continue this tornado warning for this circulation now that is along US 119. And again, we cannot stress enough that nobody should be driving on US 119 between Pineville and the Harlan County line. For the next 10-15 minutes, let this storm pass by. Even if there is no tornado, there is still some very gusty winds and some torrential rain, and that's just not fun to drive in for anybody. So be sure to just, stay off the roads right now. And if you are in northern Bell County, east of Pineville, in these communities of Kettle Island, over towards Laurel Ford and TJ and Varilla, any of these places, be sure to be in your safe place, because this, has a history of possibly producing a tornado, so we will keep an eye on this as it moves up towards the north and east. This does include a far western sliver of Harlan County. This does not include Harlan. It really doesn't include South Wallens, over towards Wallens Creek, any of those places. I'm gonna back this out a little bit, Evan, and show the warning so that people, if you are just now joining us, what we are tracking. This is our tornado warning, and again, it does include northern Bell County, a sliver of southwestern Knox. Is that Knox? Yeah, that is Knox. And then over towards western Harlan County as well. So again, this does not include Harlan. It does not include Barberville. So any of those places. This does not include Pineville. Middlesboro, you are out of the warning, but this includes northern Bell County and eastern Bell County near the communities of TJ, over towards Laurel Ford and Kettle Island and Rella, Tackytown, Mollis, Field, any of these places. If you know anybody in northern Bell County that may not be aware of the weather today, be sure that they are aware. Give them a call and tell them to take shelter, because this is a possible tornado near the community of TJ. And there is a hook here. I think this is coming from Jackson, or this might be Morristown. Give me 2 seconds and we can swap this over. But we are getting a good look here from this radar of a possible hook signature, and that was Morristown. Actually, I think we got a better look from Morristown with this one, so we'll keep it here. And this is right along US 119, so if you know anyone in this area of Bell County, be sure that they are aware and take shelter immediately, Evan.
And that's right. So you saw that little hook echo we had with that particular thunderstorm. That's indicative of the rotation that we do have. Here again, there's US 119, there's the community of TJ. This is going to continue to scoot to the north and east over the next few minutes. Laurel Ford, you're next in line for this. So as this continues to scoot off to the north and east, Laurel Ford, it's time to go ahead and be in your tornado safe spot if you are not already. Again, that is a basement if preferable, or a basement is preferable, but an interior room, lowest floor of the building. If you don't have a basement, if you don't have a cellar, go ahead, get to an interior room. If that's a bathroom, if that's a closet, if that is even a hallway where you're away from windows and putting as many walls between you and the potential tornado as possible. If you have an old football helmet, an old work helmet, an old bicycle helmet, that would be preferable to put on as well. You want to protect your head as much as you can in these scenarios, because flying debris will be dangerous. It's basically like missiles flying out there as this continues to scoot up to the north and east. So this is going to cross Highway 119 yet again. This is going to be near Laurel Ford over the next little bit. Here's Kettle Island, very close to that community, and it's going to head toward Laurel Ford over the next
We have a new
minutes.
tornado warning for Estill, Powell, and Jackson until 6 o'clock. So
I'm going to back this up. There's our new tornado warning. This is a different tornado warning for a different storm. We've been watching this storm since it was back across portions of Wayne and Pulaski County. So now we have a new tornado warning. This is off to the north. So let's just make sure we've got this, you said, until 6 o'clock, Cameron?
Yes.
So there it is, far northern Jackson County, Estill County, and Powell County until 6 o'clock. So this is the warning. This is the storm that's been near Berea along Interstate 75. So let's go ahead and zoom in, get the cone on this one as well. Do you have the speed on this?
This is 45, northeast of 45.
And this is more of a, let's see here. Let's turn the velocity on to make sure where we've got it. There would be a little bit more diffuse rotation here, still crossing out of Madison County. So Richmond, Berea, Madison County just outside the viewing area, and into Estill County near Irvin. So if you're in Irvin, you'll want to seek shelter immediately, though this one does not have my attention as much as the one in Bell County does right now. We're going to go back to that. We're not going to forget about you, Estill County, but just remember.
We do have a new flash flood warning for Bell and Knox.
Okay, and you can kind of see that darker polygon here. I believe I've still got the, let me make sure. So we've got several warnings going now. 2 tornado warnings and a flash flood warning here with this particular thunderstorm. I'm trying to get the, that's not really working for me, but either way, how long does that run until?
That goes until 9:30 tonight.
Okay, so we've gotten tremendous amounts of rainfall, more heavy rainfall over Middlesboro right now, and we are tracking 2 tornado warnings. In fact, there's an area of rotation east of Middlesboro. This is not warned right now. This area of rotation near portions of, let's see, right on top of US 119 has produced a tornado before near TJ, and that's going to run near Laurel Ford. So real quick, I'm going to back everything out for those of you joining us for Mountain News at 5:30. Meteorologist Evan Hatter with meteorologist Cameron Aaron here with you for extended coverage of 2 tornado warnings we have in the mountains right now. And in fact, we've got 2 tornado warnings on either end of the viewing area. We've been talking about one into portions of Bell County here for the last 45 minutes. That's going to come close to Harlan. It's basically right on top of US 119 right now, and that's headed toward Laurel Ford. Our newest warning, want to give you the earliest alert here with this particular storm, as this is a new tornado warning we just got within the last few minutes for portions of, I mean, it's a very far northern sliver of Jackson County into Estill County. That's going to come near the city of Irvin. And Stanton not included in this, but this warning includes southwestern sections of Powell County here for the next few minutes or so. And this goes until 6 o'clock. Our other tornado warning runs until 5:45. Is that correct?
Let me find that one. Yep, 5:45.
Yes, 5:45 for Bell, Harlan, and Knox counties. Here is the area we're watching with the storm into portions of Estill County. That's going to come real close to the city of Irvin as this area continues to push off to the north and east. You said 45?
Yes.
Okay, so let me back this out here, switch to the radar, back this away just a little bit, and we'll put a track on this as this moves to the north and east for our friends up into Estill and Powell counties. So we'll use the squall tool here.
And while you do that, Evan, I do want to mention, just to clarify, they just took Knox County out of the warning. So if you're in Knox County, you know, just a small sliver was included to begin with, but now Knox County is not included in that warning.
Okay, so this is the track on that storm moving into portions of Estill and Powell counties. Wiseman Town here within the next couple of minutes. Downtown Irvin, it's going to come close to you here within the next 5 minutes or so. Stanton, if it holds together, you are not currently in the tornado warning. Go ahead and act like you are, because the likelihood is if this holds together, it'll be extended through the rest of Powell County, eventually into portions likely of Wolf in the Menifee counties, and eventually over toward Morgan and Rowan counties if it holds together over the next hour. We're talking Roslyn by 5:52, Slade by 6:01, Rothwell by 6:04, Frenchburg, if it holds together, the county seat of Menifee County, by 6:09, Scranton by 6:18, Eben by 6:24, and if it holds together, Zag, that's in Morgan County, by 6:31. So that's where it looks to move over the next hour or so. There's the whole thing animated. I'll back up here and we'll talk about our tornado warning into portions of Bell and Harlan counties. And if this continues the way it's been going, we could start to see tornado warnings come out for portions of Leslie County before too long, portions of Clay County before too long. So if you're in southern Clay County, southern Leslie County, along US 421, keep an eye to the sky, because this particular tornado warning, if it holds together, would be moving into your direction over the next few minutes. So switch back to the velocity, make sure we've got where our rotation is now. It's a little more diffuse, but there it is, just having crossed US 119. We'll zoom back in on this as this continues to push closer and closer to Laurel Ford, there into the northern parts of Bell County. There it is. It's going to be moving toward Laurel Ford before too long, and I want to go ahead and double check our debris signature. Basically, we call it the debris signature or the correlation coefficient. Essentially what that is the radar is looking at the size and shape of particles inside the thunderstorm. Radar is so advanced now it can do that. If the size and shape of objects is very similar, like we're dealing with, say, rain, then it will show up near 1, which is very close to everything is the same. But if it drops out, we get a little closer to 0. That means that we've got things of different sizes and shapes blowing around inside the thunderstorm, which would indicate to us the potential for debris. The good news is I'm not seeing that with our area of rotation near Laurel Ford right now into the northern parts of Bell County. So that is good news, but we still don't want to take our guard down. If you're in Laurel Ford, if you're near Tacky Town, there's Rella, there's Field. This is going to continue to move up. It's moved across the highway yet again. So it's going to be moving toward Laurel Ford here before too long. Cameron, do you have an update?
I do not, but I do see that there were power outages reported in Berea from this storm that I'm tracking, moving into portions of Jackson, Estill, and Powell counties. So that's associated with the storm coming into our western counties up there. I have not seen any reports coming out of Bell County, which is good news. But again, that circulation near US 119 in Bell County looks to be kind of fizzling out a little bit, but still, you do want to take that seriously because it could spin back up. Who knows? You know, it's this, the weather is sometimes not friendly, so it can spin back up and do things that we don't like it to do. So be sure to stay, weather aware and stay up to date with the warnings. If you are in eastern Bell County, far western Harlan County, be sure to stay in your safe place because this warning goes until 5:45, I believe.
Yes. The Bell County, that's till 5:45.
And then 6 o'clock for Estill, Powell, and Jackson.
And if you will, do me a favor here, center up that tornado warning on the map and then save that as the current, a little behind the scenes here, save that as the current thing so we can just go back and forth here. But again, this is our other tornado warning. We don't want to leave these folks out near downtown Irvin. This is a tornado warning for Estill and Powell County until 6 o'clock. This is going to be coming very close to downtown Irvin over the next few minutes. In fact, we'll zoom in, or we'll zoom in a second, but we'll go to the velocity and double check that as that continues near Irvin. And there it is. There's our circulation. We have winds moving away from the radar at Jackson, winds moving towards the radar at Jackson. And this is our area of rotation. That's going to come very close to downtown Irvin over the next little bit. And I just want to double check, make sure we're not dealing with any potential for debris as this continues to move to the east. So far, so good. I'm not seeing anything that would indicate to me that a tornado has touched down and caused damage in Madison County, just outside the viewing area, or in the western parts of Estill County. But if you're in Irvin, well, there's the full view. We'll zoom back in. If you're in Irvin, if you're in Stanton, be in a safe place now, even into northern parts of Jackson County. This is north of McKee, north of 421. So this will continue to scoot off to the east at 45 miles per hour, east and the northeast, actually. So we'll go ahead and put another track on that while we've got this centered up. And I'll use the squall tool because even if you're not dealing with a tornado, you're likely dealing with winds in excess of 60 miles per hour with this storm as it moves off to the north and east.
Evan, I do have new developments I want to pass along. This is coming straight from the warning coordinated meteorologist in Jackson, J. Marie Wicks. She said that they were tagged in a social media post about a confirmed tornado with video near Middlesboro. But when they investigated this actually came from a city in North Carolina, not Kentucky. So that's why they're kind of backtracking now, saying that they probably didn't have that confirmed tornado in Bell County, which would be good news.
Yes.
But they did actually get a quote-unquote false report, I would say, coming from North Carolina and not Kentucky. So
I know there were.
Pass that along.
Yes, thank you for that. I know there have been tornado reports in western North Carolina today. And I know that in the meteorological community, that has been an issue in the past month. in the past couple of months.
Yep, so
our
folks,
colleagues down in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
We love people that can send us reports. We can only see so much with radar, but we cannot have false reports. That's just something that we cannot have.
Absolutely not.
So I just want to pass that along.
But here is that warning. This is the warning. This is the northern cell.
We actually have a new tornado warning for Fleming County that just popped up from Jackson.
Okay, so that is just outside of the viewing area,
Yep.
but that's going to come not too far away from, here's Moorhead into portions of Rowan County. So that's going to be off to your north and west. But again, with this particular storm moving to the east, Irvin by 541, Clay City 547, into Stanton by 552, Pilot by about 6 o'clock, Slade by 6:05, and of course Slade there on the Mountain Parkway, just to the just in Clay County on the other side of the Wolfe County line. Frenchburg, county seat of Menifee County, by about 6:12, Mariba by 6:16. Zilpo Recreation Area as you get closer into Rowan County by 6:24. So that storm, even if it's not producing a tornado, has the potential to produce 60-mile-per-hour winds as that moves toward downtown Irvin and downtown Stanton over the next little bit. We don't want to forget about our friends down into portions of Bell County either. Tornado warning continues here for about another 5 minutes for northern Bell. Oh, I'll back out into parts of northern Bell and western Harlan counties. I want to make this clear. If you missed what Cameron said just a minute ago, the Weather Service in Jackson was tagged in a social media post indicating the potential of a tornado near Middlesboro. However, it's been determined that that video actually came from North Carolina. So we don't appear to have actually had a confirmed tornado with this storm, as was initially the thought, which is good news. It means we're not dealing with that damage. However, this is still a dangerous thunderstorm and still has the potential to produce a tornado. And really, we have two areas of rotation in Bell County right now. So there's one that's about to cross near where Harlan and Clay, or this is Knox, near where this is Leslie actually, near where Harlan, Leslie, and Bell come together. And then we have another area of rotation not far behind where we just had one, and just south of US 119 in Bell County.
Looks like the Bell and Harlan County tornado warning was just expired, so that's good news there.
So that is good news. The rotation has broadened out with this enough that the Weather Service feels comfortable in dropping this tornado warning. However, be on standby, be weather aware. If you're in far northwestern Harlan, southern Leslie, and even into parts of southern Clay County with this storm, and even south of 119, where we've already been dealing with that a little bit earlier. We'll zoom in on that just to give you folks, before we leave this cell for now. There's our second area of rotation. There's the first one we've been following. The other one moving near Colmar, near Ponza. This is areas that dealt with this earlier. Moving on near Cubbage, TJ, and Oaks. So beware of that as that continues to push off to the north and east. But according to Cameron, the severe thunderstorm, or excuse me, tornado warning for Bell County will be allowed to expire at 5:45. However, we still have this tornado warning. I'll bring the information up for you to get you up to speed on the other end of the viewing area into portions of Estill and Powell counties. This also includes very far northern Jackson County. I imagine that will get shaved off here before too long until 6 o'clock. This will be moving toward downtown Irvin here before too long. In fact, I'll zoom in and we'll put the velocity on here and zoom in with this. So we will do that and we will zoom in on this storm that's coming very close to downtown Irvin. And Cameron, that's some tight rotation as well.
Back up, that's for sure. It's tightening up just towards the west of Irvin. So if you know anyone in Irvin, be sure that they are aware that this is a tornado warning for this portion of the area and they need to seek shelter immediately. This is moving off towards the north and east at 45. So just a heads up, Stanton, you are not included in the warning for now, but this could be extended. So I would probably go ahead and, just for lack of least regret, I'll get out in a second, be sure that you are in your safe place, because this is a tightening up storm just towards the north and west of Irvin, and this is moving north and east at 45. So be sure that you are in your safe place there. This is going to come close to Stanton if it moves off in that direction and it holds together. So just be on standby in case we get a new extension of this warning into that portion of the area, Evan.
Okay, so again, we're looking from our radar site. There you see the sweep from our friends at the National Weather Service in Jackson, which oriented behind me. So Winds moving away from the radar at Jackson. Winds moving towards the radar at Jackson. There's our area of circulation. I'll kind of center that up so it's a little bit easier to see. Just west of downtown Irvine. We've not heard of any reports of damage with this particular thunderstorm, at least in terms of any kind of tornado damage. Double check with me on that in the Louisville chat there, Cameron, but I just want to be sure as that moves very close to downtown Irvine and into rural sections of northern Estill County here before too long. So that's going to continue to scoot up towards Stanton over the next few minutes.
Yeah, no confirmed reports of damage from this storm that's moving into portions of Powell and Estill counties. This is moving northeast at 45. This will come close to Stanton if it moves off in that general direction. Clay City over towards Irvine, you are all included in that tornado warning. And again, like we mentioned, no confirmation at the moment, but you still need to take it seriously and be sure that you are in your safe place. That is the lowest floor near the center. Put as many walls between you and the outside. A good place like that is a bathroom, a hallway, a closet, a place with no windows. And again, we ask everyone to put on a helmet because that can help to protect you from flying debris just in case there is a tornado. But again, at the moment, we do not have any confirmation of a tornado on the ground or of any damage. Evan.
Thank you, Cameron. But still, just because we don't have confirmation that anything's happened so far doesn't mean something might not happen over the next few minutes. Downtown Irvine, there's our area of circulation. I'll kind of center that back up. I want to also talk to folks if you've got anybody on the Mountain Parkway right now. This is headed towards the Mountain Parkway. There's Stanton, Clay City, back towards Slade along the Mountain Parkway. Nobody should be traveling on the Mountain Parkway in Powell County right now, as that area of circulation now passes just to the north and west of downtown Irvine. It's our latest scan of velocity. Again, winds moving away from the radar, winds moving towards the radar, coming this way near Irvine. There's our area of circulation, and I just want to double check to make sure we haven't seen anything on correlation coefficient that would indicate that we've got lofted debris, and I don't see anything right now, so that's a good sign there, Cameron.
Yeah, it's great news. We're not getting any reports of damage at the moment, but again, like we've been talking about, you still need to take these seriously. If you are just now joining us, I will go ahead and put on a track for everyone, as this is a tornado warning for portions of Powell, Estill, and a small sliver of northern Jackson. But I can say if you were in Jackson County, you're probably good for this storm, but there could be others. But from this storm, this is well off towards your north. And again, this is moving northeast at 45, so we see where we are going over the next little bit. Irvine, it is on top of you right now over towards Stanton at 6:03. So again, downtown Stanton is not included, but if this warning is extended, you will be, and it will be in your neck of the woods just after 6 o'clock. Jeffersonville, 6:15, Frenchburg over towards 6:22. And if you were in Owingsville, just after 6:30, if this storm holds together, Evan.
And of course, just kind of going back through here, Stanton, of course, there into Powell County, Jeffersonville just outside there. Double check me, but I believe that's in Montgomery County. Frenchburg there into Menifee County, Owingsville, and Bath County. And it would cross across there. Zilpo Recreation Area is actually in southeastern portions of Rowan County, so that would continue to head up toward Lakeview Heights. And if it holds together, again, if it holds together, we'd be talking about areas closer to Moorhead over the next few minutes, or over the next 45 minutes or so as that continues to push off to the east. But again, just kind of want to reset everybody if you're joining us now. If you're with us a little bit earlier, we had a tornado warning for portions of Bell and Harlan counties. That has been allowed to expire. No confirmation of a tornado. We had some confusion there with some social media posts, but we can confirm, or at least reasonably suspect, we have not seen a tornado touchdown, though we did have some tight rotation there. And of course, the Weather Service will continue to investigate. There's a tornado warning just outside of our area near Flemingsburg. But we want to point out where our biggest threat is right now, and that is in portions of Estill County. Estill and Powell County, as a matter of fact. I hit the wrong button there, Cameron.
I'll get you. Thank
you. Well, there's a look at your extended forecast. We haven't talked about that in a little bit. Once we get past the sunshine, or once we get past the severe weather, sunshine is back with us as we head into the next couple of days. But again, there is our biggest concern right now, a tornado warning for Estill and Powell counties that runs for about another 10 minutes or so until 6 o'clock. So we will continue to see this. This is moving on top of downtown Irvin right now. If it holds together, the area of greatest rotation is headed towards downtown Stanton before too long into Powell County. Stanton, you are not currently included in the tornado warning. However, the possibility of that getting extended is still there.
We have new reports coming out of Pulaski County right now of trees being blown onto power lines. And that's probably straight line wind damage, but still, that's something that we haven't really talked about, is these storms are also producing very strong straight line winds, and those can also produce damage as well. So I just wanted to pass that along. We have gotten reports of trees down on power lines in portions of Pulaski County.
And that makes sense because the storm that was in Bell County when it first moved through, actually I believe it was this storm that was in Pulaski and Wayne County earlier, was warned for the potential for 70-mile-an-hour winds. So not only the potential of a tornado, but straight line winds as well. Now I want you to notice here, we've got this whole kind of solid line, but right here is a little notch, it's a little inflow notch, as the potential is there for rotation. That's why we have the tornado warning in effect. We'll switch over to velocity mode. There we go. And you'll see right there, if I had to suspect, very close to that area. In fact, let me double check that, and we'll switch over to the scope because I really want to see if that correlates with where we are. So again, there's our little notch. We'll put the scope on. There is some rotation there. It's a little bit more broad, which is good news. It means we're not dealing with an imminent tornado, and we have no confirmed tornadoes on the ground with this, but again, watching this area very closely. We're about to cross out of Estill County and into Powell County. So if you know anyone traveling on the Mountain Parkway in Powell County, tell them to pull into a gas station. Tell them to pull off because we don't want them driving on the Mountain Parkway with a tornado warned storm heading in their direction, and that'll be heading towards Stanton within the next few minutes, Cameron.
Yep, that is moving off in the general direction of Stanton. And again, this warning goes for another 9 minutes or so until 6 o'clock. And then we will see what the National Weather Service wants to do. But if you are in Clay City, if you are near the Powell-Estill County line, this is a tornado warning. If you are north of Irvin, this is a possible tornado. We don't have any confirmation at the moment, but again, like Evan was talking about, there is rotation just to the north of Irvin, and I'll draw that on here just quickly. There it is right there. So you have green winds going towards the radar in Jackson, red winds going away from the radar in Jackson, and this is very close to the Powell-Estill County line. This is moving off towards the north and east, so if you know anyone driving on the Mountain Parkway near Stanton, be sure that they know they need to get off the roads because this is a tornado warned storm, Evan.
Right, and again, there's our latest update, so I'll clear that off for you here real quick and we'll talk about it again. The good news that I'm seeing with this is that this is becoming a little more diffuse. We're not seeing those reds and greens very close to each other, but it's still something we need to take seriously. If you're in downtown Irvin, you're likely still dealing with some pretty strong winds, some heavy rain with this storm, but the good news is that continues to scoot off to your east. So I'll put the radar back on. That'll give us an indication of where we are in terms of the warning. So if you're in Irvin, I would say the tornado threat off to your east, Palmer, Fox, Winston. If you're in far western Estill County, you're in the clear from this. The tornadic part of the thunderstorm, south and east of Spout Springs. So you're likely getting some heavy rain, some gusty winds in Spout Springs. But right now, your tornado potential, that's off to the east, back toward Locust Branch. You're included in this warning. But again, the main focus is now crossing into Powell County. This is going to come very close to Stanton over the next few minutes or so. Waltersville, it's going to go to your south, but you're likely still getting in on some damaging winds and heavy rain. Again, the potential with this storm of moving to the east at upwards of 45 miles per hour and potentially producing winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. So that's something we need to be aware of. Not just the threat of a tornado, but also the threat for damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. I'll put the velocity scope back on just so we can see where our rotation is right now. We'll broaden that out. And you see our area of rotation kind of diffuse right here, crossing the Estill-Powell County line over the next few minutes. So that will continue to cross the county line. Here's the Mountain Parkway. There's Stanton, there's Bowen. and out here is Slade. So this will continue to push off to the north and east at 45 miles per hour. And Cameron, if you want to back that out a little bit, maybe put a track on it. We haven't done that in a little bit, just so we know where this is going over the next few minutes. And if you'll put the squall. Well, yeah, you can do the squall. I was just going to say put it on that notch, but the squall over the next 45 minutes, or the next hour at 45 miles per hour. Should this storm continue to move through Stanton within the next few minutes, if you're not already in your tornado safe spot in Stanton, you'll want to get in a basement if you have one. If you don't, get into an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Put as many walls between you and the potential tornado as possible. Grab just like we were talking about our folks in Bell County earlier, grab a work helmet, an old football helmet, an old bike helmet to protect your head from flying debris. Pilot by 6:06, Slade by 6:13, Frenchburg, if it holds together, in Menifee County by 6:19, Scranton by 6:29, the Zilpo Recreation Area as you head up towards portions of Rowan County by 6:31, and then Dan, 6:36, Craney over the next 50 minutes or so, and then eventually over towards Soldier if it holds together within the next hour. But that storm continues to move into Powell County, so if you're in Stanton, go ahead, be in your safe spot, because you've got this right on top of you right now. It's bearing down on you over the next little bit. We'll zoom in on that, and we'll continue to track this as it moves into Powell County. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I do want to pass along. We also now have reports of power outages in Pulaski County. Nearly 400 people are without power right now in Pulaski County. So that goes, hand in hand with those trees on power line reports that we had earlier. So like we mentioned, straight line winds can do just as much damage as a tornado. So be sure to take that seriously. If you have a severe thunderstorm warning, take those seriously as well, because these are producing some gusty winds and some very heavy rain, and that could knock down trees and power lines and cause power outages. Evan.
And that's something I like to stress in situations like this. If it doesn't matter if the wind is spinning or not. If you've got winds of 70 miles per hour, that's going to do some damage, whether it comes at you in a circle or it comes at you in a straight line. So that's why we want you to be prepared, even for storms that maybe only have severe thunderstorm warnings on them. Be aware of that.
And it looks like they have let that warning go, but they are going to replace it with a severe thunderstorm warning tornado possible tag.
Okay, so this warning still in effect through 6 o'clock, but it sounds like, and there it is, you see this is a larger area now under a severe thunderstorm warning. So I just want to double check our counties on this before we hand it back over. And you'll see with this particular storm, nope, I don't want to do that. We'll check that. Nope, still don't want to do that. Now let's try it. There we go. Bath, Estill, Lee, Menifee counties, Montgomery County, and Powell County in Kentucky until 6:30. A severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it, indicating that the Weather Service is seeing rotation, but not quite enough to say a tornado is imminent. This also has the possibility, like we've been talking about, of winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. This is going to be coming on close to Stanton over the next few minutes. And even though we don't have a tornado warning in effect, go ahead, and if you're on the Mountain Parkway, if you know someone traveling on the Mountain Parkway through Powell County, tell them to go ahead and get off the road, get off on an exit there, or just go ahead and let that warning, just let this storm pass you, because we are dealing with some very heavy rain, some very strong winds, potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds. You see here, there's our two areas of perhaps strong winds where they kind of bow out. That's why we call these little bow echoes. The potential there for 60-mile-per-hour winds as that continues to push on to the east. So we got about a minute and a half left on this tornado warning. They are going to let that expire. They're replacing it with a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible. I just want to sample the precip on that, nearly an inch an hour. So likely some very heavy rain falling with this. But as we continue to watch this push off to the east, they're going to expire this tornado warning, and we will have no tornado warnings for the first time here in about an hour and 15 minutes. So as we do that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start Mountain News at 6 here in just a few minutes. But again, severe thunderstorm warning continues for portions of Powell, Wolf, Estill, and portions of Owsley counties here over the next few minutes.
Free is our favorite word, like free shipping.